So people want to know what Carrie's house is really like. It's very hard to explain. You kind of have to see it to believe it. So you're walking around the yard, she'll have blue cows, she'll have statuary, she'll have giant hands coming out of the ground. She just was a character. So as you're walking the estate, you're gonna find antiques, you're gonna find advertising art, you're gonna find things that are gonna blow your mind, like a 6-foot cell phone. Everything you possibly imagine is in this house. You're gonna see fine art, you're gonna see great paintings, oriental rugs, and you're gonna see Star Wars memorabilia peppered throughout. This is her director's chair from Return of the Jedi. So, chairs like this are common, but not a principal actor's, not Harrison Ford's or Mark Hamill's. This is Carrie Fisher's, So to have a principal actor's chair is pretty amazing. This is her baseball cap she wore in Empire Strikes Back. It's cool, hand embroidered Carrie Fisher. This is her actual shooting script from Empire Strikes Back. It has over 60 pages of dialogue corrections by her. So virtually every page of dialogue that has Carrie in a scene, there are notes to herself about how to play the character. She'd give herself reminders like breathe slower, or do this, or move slower, or kiss differently. So this truly, I think, of the Star Wars items in the collection, this is the single most important. So now we're in kind of the inner sanctum of Carrie's life. You're getting a look into actually where she worked. Carrie was a very, very well-known writer. She was a script doctor. People don't realize that she made her living, working on other people's movies. She was such a talented writer, and this is where she worked. This is her desk, and this is where she'd come in on a daily basis, and she wrote longhand. Everything was longhand, no computers, no typewriters, notepads, yellow notepads, and she would just extemporaneously write. So that was kind of a look into Carrie's, creative process. And again, in the room, you're gonna see kind of more of her personality. And, things in this room are a lot of antiques and collectibles, again, that she just acquired on her trips. You're living in a woman's mind of what her, travels were. So I think that's the coolest thing about her house. So let's go look at some more stuff. So now we're in probably the most intimate place of the house. We're in Carrie's bedroom. Carrie loved to hold court, so even in her bedroom there are a whole menagerie of chairs that people could sit in, that she loved to have people around. James Blunt, the famous composer, actually composed many of his most famous songs here. His piano is behind me, and next to me is probably one of the most visually recognizable things. It's Princess Leia. She's coming out of R2-D2 and she's sending her message to Obi-Wan Kenobi. So this is, one of the few Star Wars pieces Carrie had in her bedroom. It was actually made by a fan. I mean, the things in this room, whether her neon signs, her painted sky ceiling, her bed that she took every little pin and knickknack and embroidery and stuck them in to kind of like just make this quirky environment that was Carrie Fisher.